Hello, I'm Brittany. Welcome to my channel. I know I don't start here, but I want to jump right in. This is something that I actually started like 6 months ago. Or maybe since the spring. So not quite 6 months, but it's been a while. I want to shout out the Stitchery channel. She is actually inspired by the same thing that she was when she was doing the mosaic dress that she does, which is the Oscar de la Renta dresses. And it was like beautiful stained glass, and that in my brain connected it to the stained glass from Beauty and the Beast. But the one where it's them at the end of the movie, from the original, that's a bit more involved, so I decided a rose is fine. I was going to use embroidery floss, but I wanted it to look like light was shining through, and metallic floss is expensive, and I would have to satin stitch it, and that takes forever. So that would require more time and money than I'm willing to invest in this, because I'm not 100% certain if this will actually look nice. So I didn't want to do that. So instead I have sketched / used watercolors to sketch it out. The general idea of this. So I've decided to pivot, and I am going to use paint. We recently found these fabric markers. I don't know if they're any good because they were in our garage, so I will test that out. But if not, I do have this acrylic paint. I wasn't sure if I would need the hodgepodge and this fabric stiffener or Mod Podge. I can't talk right now. So the plan is to, oh wow, hair really sticks to this, is to trace the rest of this on to the fabric. Basically the front panel, the part that's going to be painted, is removable, so that if I ever do need to wash the other part, I can do that without risking ruining the painting. So I finished. I don't know if you saw, but like, I did the flower and then I braked and had dinner, and I came back and I don't know if that will ever come off. I will try to wash it because I do need to cut out the rest of the bodice for this, because now that I know that this works, I want to show you what it looks like with the light behind it, because I can't remember if I mentioned this in the intro, but I want to have LED lights behind this part. And I think it's gonna look pretty cool. I'm so excited. I love it when a plan comes together. It's finally working. After how many months of plotting and trying to figure this out, it's actually working, and I'm so incredibly stoked about it. All right, this does need to dry, so I'm going to put this to the side carefully. I did put the paper towel behind it to stop further dyeing. I'm just gonna put these away. If I can find this brand of markers on Amazon, I'll post the link down below, because I am now a stan and my crafter's audacity is going absolutely crazy by it. The term that I couldn't think of in the intro was a stomacher, where this center part is a separate piece that I can remove, so I can, if I need to wash the rest of the corset, I can do that without doing this. I do want to do a test swatch with the fabric and wash it to see what the dye does and how it reacts, because I looked on the thing and I couldn't see if it was washable or anything. So that does, I do need to figure that out. This is the pattern that I used for the Valentine's Day dress back in February. So if you are interested, I will post the Etsy shop I bought it from in the description box below. I will be altering it slightly for what I need. Firstly, I think what I want to do is firstly, what I think I want to do is I printed these out because I want the, you know, that look of the stays. So I printed these out, and I'm going to attach paper to the bottom of the pieces and then trace these ones down. I thought this would be perfect for this one, but it turns out that this is way too big, as you can see. So I might need to just eyeball it for this centerpiece. This is the one that the rose is gonna go on. And I know, like, in here I have it where I do have the straps the way they are, but I think I kind of want to make them the same way you would make stays, where this part would be attached to here, and then it just you tie it together. You know what I mean? I don't know if that's making any sense, but it is in my brain. So then it would be curved here and curved here, grommets, a ribbon to tie it. I also want to change it because this is going to be the stomacher. It is going to tie in the front, which means I will have to add a back panel, because the way that this is designed is that there's about a couple inch gap in the back, which when I first got this I didn't realize that, because it's to make it more adjustable. It's part of the design, or did I remember that? I don't know, I can't remember. It's not that late. Oh my gosh, I just realized I forgot to put my mic on. So all of that probably wasn't picked up. Wow, okay. Since the mic didn't pick any of that up, I do have these two ribbons, and I'll use whichever one fits in the grommets best. And I am kind of leaning towards doing this bias tape, but I'm gonna wait until it's all together and I actually have to put it on before I make the decision, because sometimes I just need to see it all together. But my gut reaction is I just don't like this red with this blue. I feel like this red is a little too bright of a red, so I'm leaning more towards this. I do have this one, but it's too dark, so I think I'm probably gonna go with that one. Now that I actually use the mic, everything is cut out. I have the fabric and the cotton canvas type fabric, because the cotton I used for the stained glass is very flimsy, so I cut 2 pieces. I also thought, because I want to put LEDs behind it, that I would probably need a pocket for it, so I cut that out. I also have a scrap of the fabric that I put the stained glass on that I am going to also paint and test to see if it can be washed. I probably won't show any of the process for this because I already did a video of that. It's making a corset. It's the pink one. It was supposed to be a short, but I couldn't get it to load as a short, and I couldn't be bothered to fix it. So if you want to see how I made this, that's how I made it. This part. So I'll just fast forward to the part that is going to be different from this one. All right. All right. I laced up the back like you do for a corset. Also, it took forever to hand sew the bias tape on. Oh, sorry, baby. Sorry, she's taking up some space here. Sorry. All right. That's what it looks like in the front. All right, now on to how I do the stained glass. I did this first, and then when I went to do the hooks, I was like, ooh, I don't have a plan on how this is going to work. So, I have a plan, but basically I was originally going to have it further back, and then so it would be kind of tucked in, but then I noticed that part of the stained glass would be covered, so, oh, that's one downside right there. The problem that I've noticed is when these are hooked up and it's on, it's not right now because I don't want to do all of that right now with one hand, but it kind of butts up like this, which is fine, but this can sometimes gap, and I don't know how that will work when it's laced up and I have it laced tight, because then there'll be tension on those hooks. So I might need to fix that somehow. I was thinking I do have some of the red bias tape that I made left, I could do a strip of it as like a modesty panel behind the hooks so that you see just a little pop of red, which will look fine because I mean it goes with the red here, so that'll be fine. Maybe. I haven't fully decided as of yet. I never made a modesty panel, so I'm gonna focus on that. And then I was also like looking at it going, what am I gonna wear this with? And I was pulling out a bunch of skirts. The blue skirts won't work because the blue clashes with this kind of blue. So I pulled out the adjustable skirt that I just made, thinking that might work. And if it wasn't so off-white, cream, next to the white, I think it would have been fine, but because it's cream, it doesn't go with the white. So, I didn't want to do this because I didn't want to add to my projects, but I might just have to quick whip up a skirt. There isn't enough fabric. But that means starting another project. So, yeah. Alright, let's go. So I put it together, and there I pulled it. I don't know if you can see it. Can't do it with two, but there is gapping. The biggest problems are these two top hooks. So I undid this side. Why did I say it that way? I think what I should do is put these eyes further back. So instead of it being here, or here, let me get closer. So instead of it being here where you can see the hooks, it'd be further like this. If it makes sense, because otherwise I'd have to do this, and I don't necessarily want to. I feel like this is a simpler, easier fix, so I'm gonna try that first, and then if there's still gapping, then I'll add the red bias tape behind it. Excuse the mess, we are running out of daylight. I cut out the skirt and the what will be the modesty panel. Basically what I'm gonna do is, it's a tube. Since there is hemming, I'm going to use the hemming, so I won't have to do any hemming and I won't have to finish the seams, so that's great. It's going to be a tube. I did the length that I want the skirt plus 2.5 inches because I'm going to do an elastic waistband. So I'll just sew the side and then sew the waistband down, put the elastic in, and then close it. It's simple, it's easy, it's quick. All right, modesty panel. It's very simple. Sorry, my mic cord, you can see it. Okay, so basically I'll sew, leaving a little gap open. I will be doing interfacing, turning it inside out, and then I will sew it to the inside of here, just on one side. Wrap up. So I am so excited about this. For a while there, I wasn't sure that this was going to work. I was racking my brain how to get, because I'm like, I could not let go of the idea of having light behind it. So the fact that this worked is amazing. I'm so excited about it. Things that I think could use improvement. The gappage here. I think the biggest problem is that because of where I put the hooks, they're just so visible. I should have put them further back, and I think that would solve it. Also, because of the hooks and eyes, it makes it hard to tighten this. Well, I shouldn't even say that. I end up having to make the front piece about this much bigger on each side than the actual pattern piece. And what I feel to accommodate for is in the back where it laces up. The way it's normally, there's about this big of a gap in the back, and apparently between that and then this gadget or whatever, and because I can't pull it as tight because of the hooks and eyes, it completely meets in the back, so I can't put it in any further. I think one thing that would help with that, if I had maybe like a panel where it's laced up in the front too, so then that takes the weight off of the hooks and eyes, if that makes any sense. If future me, before I start editing this, fixes it, I'll put it in post. Or maybe I'll do a short of it, I don't know. Future me will let you know. Another thing that I realized is the pattern straps. What you're supposed to do is have a lining that you put right sides together, and then you sew along the neckline and the bottom, and then you turn inside out. It's kind of hard to explain, but basically that takes away a lot of, from this. I forgot to take away the seam allowance because I didn't take any of it away because I was using the bias tape. So it is thicker than normal. When I was walking around the park, taking the pictures and the video, I didn't really notice it all that much. I notice it more when I'm sitting down. And not that it's like uncomfortable or whatever, it's just, it's different. It can, if you look, it kind of sits weird when I'm sitting. But yeah, other than that, I am so happy. I can't even tell you how excited I am that this worked. I was talking to my sister last night and I'm like, you know what? I could do like a Snow White one. Or like I could do different like front pieces and have it be completely versatile, and it's amazing, and I'm so excited. And I don't, at the risk of sounding arrogant or whatever, but like when we were in the park, shout out to my mom and my sister Ashley. First off, before I forget, my mom carried all of our stuff for us, and my sister Ashley was the photographer slash filmer, so they helped out. Thank you so much for that. And while we were in the park filming, there was a lady walking by and she's like, oh, is that Belle from Beauty and the Beast? And I said, yeah. And she's like, oh, it looks great, and I love that movie too. And so it was just like a really nice moment where we were talking about our favorite movie. And it's also like really great knowing that she could see what I was going for, because sometimes I don't always have that. I haven't always had that. With some of the earlier stuff that I've done, especially like when I do it steampunk and people are like, oh, that's supposed to be Belle steampunk or whatever it is, so it's not as obvious. And so I was really, really glad that people could get it. So that's good. I was really happy about that. But yeah, without blabbering too much, if you are interested in seeing any of the pictures that my sister took, I will also be trying to do more videos or more pictures of costumes and other stuff on my Instagram, which will be linked down below if you're interested in seeing it. What was that face that I just made? But anyway, thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope to see you next time. Bye!